Здравствуйте, привет, and hello. Welcome to another video about learning the Russian language. In our last video, we talked about the verb хотеть, which meant to want, and we introduced the accusative noun case. In this video, we're going to learn a new verb, and that is to eat. And there are actually two different ways to say it, kushit and yest, and we're going to learn both of them. So there's not really much difference between them. You can use either one, they mean the same thing, but kushit is it's technically an informal way to say to eat, but I've noticed it's more common in everyday conversation, whereas yest is technically the proper way to say it, right? You can even argue that kushit is sort of slang, although people don't really see it that way since they use it so much, whereas yest is more proper and formal. But since they both get used, you're gonna have to learn both of them. So let's dive right in. As always, if you're going to learn a verb, you need to know the pronouns. I assume you already know them. And then, of course, those common verb endings. They are something that you really ought to memorize because these will not change, at least not for present tense. So let's dive right in with the verb kushit, to eat. The slightly more informal way of saying it, and more common too, I think. So it is very much a regular verb. So repeat after me. Я кушаю. Я кушаю. I eat. Ты кушаешь. Ты кушаешь. You eat. Он кушает. Он кушает. Она кушает. Она кушает. Мы кушаем. Мы кушаем. Вы кушаете. Вы кушаете. And finally, они кушают. Они кушают. So as you can see, this is a very regular verb. It's got those common verb endings. We've got you and yut in the first and last case, and then all of the verb endings in all of the other pronouns. So this one is a good one to learn towards the beginning because it is so regular. So let's look at an example. If we say we're eating an apple. So, я кушаю яблоко. That means both I'm eating an apple, like it's happening right now, or in general, I eat apples, or, I eat an apple. So as I mentioned before, in present tense in Russian, there's only one present tense, and it means both things you do in general and specifically right now that you're in the middle of doing. So, я кушаю яблоко. Ты кушаешь яблоко. You eat an apple, or you're eating an apple. Он кушает яблоко. Она кушает яблоко. Мы кушаем яблоко. Вы кушаете яблоко. And они кушают яблоко. They eat an apple, or they're eating an apple. Okay, so very simple, but the same as before, since we are talking about eating something, that something is the object of the sentence, and we need to use the accusative case, and potato is a great example. Картошка becomes картошку. So, я кушаю картошку. Ты кушаешь картошку. Он кушает картошку. Она кушает картошку. Мы кушаем картошку. Вы кушаете картошку. And они кушают картошку. So, if you forgot about those noun cases, nominative is about the subject of a sentence, like this is a potato, это картошка, right? Картошка is the subject. But then accusative case is for the object of a sentence. Like, я кушаю картошку, right? I'm eating the potato. The potato is the object. So, right, the subject is the person or thing that's doing the action, right? In this case, I'm doing the eating. So I'm the subject. And the object is the thing that's, being eaten. So, in this case, картошка. And in case you forgot how to make things accusative case, if it's male and animate, you add an a. The only exception is when that noun already ends in a, in which case it gets treated like a female noun. Right, but in general, male animate nouns add an a, inanimate, no change. For female, both animate and inanimate, you change the a to an u. For neutral, there's no change. And then for plural animate, there are three possibilities. You can have the ending be truncated, or you could have it be replaced with a or of. So, and then for plural inanimate, again, no change. So if you forgot this, go ahead and look at the previous video, the one about the verb хотеть, to want. That's where we introduce the accusative case, and we go over this slowly, and I explain the entire concept. But for now, I'm assuming you already were introduced to the idea, so let's do some practice. Alright, so in this case, we're talking about eating. So we have мы, we are eating fish. So how do we say that? Мы кушаем рыбу. So since fish is female, рыба becomes рыбу. Okay. Next, ты, and then we have ice cream. So remember, ice cream is from that food video. It is мороженое, and it is neutral, so it doesn't change in the accusative case. Ты кушаешь мороженое. Next, we have она, and we have salad. That is male, but it is inanimate, so it does not change either. Она кушает салат. And then finally, we have chicken, курица. And remember, that's female, so it does change. Они is they, so они кушают курицу. Okay, very good job. Now we're going to learn the other way to say to eat. So, kushit was a more informal way of saying it. Some even would go so far as to call it slang. Although I don't really consider it slang, but I guess you can say it that way. But there's a more formal way to say to eat, and that is yest. So, let's look at how this verb is conjugated. Я ем. I eat. And right off the bat, we can see it is irregular. So that's another reason why it's, a good idea to start with kushit, because it's so regular, follows all of those rules about common verb endings, and it is also a very common way to say eat. But this one, unfortunately, is irregular. So repeat after me. Я ем. Ты ешь. Он ест. Она ест. Мы едим. Вы едите. Они едят. So as you can see, it sort of, in places, kind of resembles those common verb endings. But, it's still pretty irregular. So in this situation, all you can do is just memorize, since it doesn't follow the rules. Okay, let's do some practice. So, we've got вы, that's you in the formal or plural, and we've got chocolates. Do you remember how to say chocolates in Russian? It's kind of similar to English. Шоколад. Шоколад. So that is male. So with the male noun, it doesn't, it's male and inanimate rather. So it doesn't change in the accusative case. So вы едите шоколад. Next, we've got some deli meat or sandwich meat. That's колбаса. And it is female, so it does change. Я ем колбасу. Okay, next we have watermelon, арбуз. Also male inanimate, doesn't change. And the pronoun is они, they. Они едят арбуз. And then finally, we've got some buckwheat, which I told you it's a grain commonly eaten in Russia. Гречка, and it is female, so it does change. Мы едим гречку. All right, so let's do a little more practice. Что ты ешь? Remember, что means what, right? And even though it's written что, it's pronounced что, right? So the ch becomes an sh sound. Что ты ешь? What are you eating? Я ем капусту. I'm eating cabbage. So remember, cabbage is капуста, but since it's female, it becomes капусту. Что он ест? What is he eating? Он ест салат. Anna не ест рыбу. So Anna does not eat fish. А что она ест? Well, in that case, what does she eat? Она ест курицу и говядину. So she eats chicken and beef. And since both of those are female, they have the U ending. And that's it. You learned about the verbs to eat, kushit and yest. Very good job for making it this far. Give yourself a pat on the back. As usual, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe. I post new videos every week, and leave me comments about, what you'd like to see next or what I can do to improve, or just say hi. I'm really excited to see your comments, and I will definitely answer any questions you guys have. Next time, we are going to learn about possessions, so owning things, how to say something is mine or yours or his. So look forward to that. In the meantime, practice. Go over these verbs again and again so you can commit them to memory, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.